Hello and welcome back to Vampire Survivors. I'm Luce, and it's been a while since I played this, isn't it? Yeah, if it's been a while, or if this is your first time here, basically, whenever I can't think of, when I feel like I'm in the mood for streaming but don't have too much, or in this case, I don't want to start anything with a commitment to it, I grab an easy roguelike, or roguelite, rogue-ish type game like Vampire Survivors, Streets of Rogue, things like that, and enjoy. And, wow, I got the achievement for having upgraded Days of Gaia. I did that last time. I guess I haven't played the game in a while then, huh? Alright then, let's see here. Oh yes, since then they've had a crossover with Balatro, so I should definitely check what's... Survive 30 minutes with no weapons in Inverse Green Acres. Actually, that's probably going to be fairly easy, so... Starting weapon. Interesting. First dairy plant. Gonna be a little rough, but I could. At 523 clovers. Alright, so this is gonna happen no matter what once I finish. So this is a. These are all. Pretty sure this I've already. Yeah, I've already completed this, so as soon as I complete any map, I'll get it. Inverse dairy plant sounds like where we're going next. And I think I'm just gonna use my favorite characters here rather than try and focus something there. Let's see, who looks fun? I could make it very easy and go with Ghost or something like that, but... Rose D Inferno. No. Who am I feeling tonight? I haven't played Cavallo in a while. Only thing is, his weapon doesn't normally upgrade. Normally. Inverse. Now, the dairy plant is a very tricky one because the enemies are less numerous, but they are more individually powerful. Here was a favorite. Oh, Bloody Tears. Alright, there we are. Ode to Castlevania. Oh yeah, this is what I'm looking for. The Castlevania remix. Alright, that's what I wanted. Alright, this is gonna be a bit tricky, so no holding back. I need this beginning here in order to get this going, but there's a few that could make it potentially easier in general. Hail from the Future, in particular, is a particular favorite, so we're not gonna hold back. Troll Bomb, this one doesn't bounce. Silver Revolver. Ace, Wind Whip. Damage affected by growth. Sounds good to me. Whip. Grows Alchemy Whip. It grows stronger every time a boss defeat. Water Dragon Whip. Now this is a personal favorite. the Ice Breath. Let's get with the Attractor, but this just makes this easier. Alright, let me check the items that I need here. Trident upgrades that. Fine, so that one. Alright, so I need the Tiramisu and the Crown no matter what. The rest I can probably use stuff that upgrades here. Pickup range increased. Love it. Love it. Candy box. Allows you to pick any unlock. Oh dear. Yeah, I redid these. I remember now. I redid these significantly because I was specifically after a particular character's items. I guess the wine glass, and that also upgrades the tiramisu. That should be a safe one to pick. It also heals you if you eat the food instead of the enemy. Of course, you have to be careful with the tiramisu because that item gives you revives, but if you use up all the revives, the item leaves. Now, that can be good in the sense that... that can be good in the sense that that item slot is now freed up. You only get 6 by default, with a few tricks to increase it. At least once I hit 80 and go Super Saiyan, it'll be a lot easier. Although interesting, I remember even before the last Vampire Survivors update, the one that added the Balatro stuff, I recall that you could still use the you could use the candy box and still pick an item you banished. You just couldn't get additional copies of it. And I guess they decided it'd be easier to just make it so that they're disallowed completely. Empty Tome is good no matter what, just because low cooldown is blatantly overpowered. Excellent. Crown. Not only does Crown make you level faster because the XP gains are increased, but it upgrades a number of useful items like my Wind Whip. Forgot how much of a banger the VOS is. Yeah, that's why I specifically wanted the remixes instead of the default ones. The composer really worked hard on these, and you can really tell. That said, I can see why some feel like it's getting a bit of the, what's it called, the Fortnite syndrome, where it's so many crossovers that have... I guess it's not a big deal since Vampire Survivors will always be kind of lighthearted. I mean, even if you've seen the trailer for it, it advertises as there's actually no vampires. Although I guess that's been dropped now, since Ode to Castlevania's ultimate reward is one, to minimize spoilers. Although I guess you could also argue that if half vampires count, then yeah, Soma and... you could also argue that Soma and Alucard also counts. Now, do I want to grab one of the Among Us? Those are kind of nice. Alright, let's see what items I can get in here. Actually, I know one in particular that I'm probably going to want. Where's the Alucard sword? This one's really goofy. It's basically useless until you upgrade it, but it doesn't use a specific item. Rather, it absorbs other upgraded items in order to become it. Make no mistake, Inverse absolutely buffs enemies to hell and back. I chose completely overpowered options because I wanted to get the unlock, but I guess even if I failed, I still get the new character or whatever that requires beating, all the new stuff that requires beating X amount of enemies or X amount of collectibles, because I play this game so much on this channel and off it. Like, I believe this and Streets of Rogue, I both mentioned this. If there's no storyline or anything, I was going to allow myself to play them off-stream whenever I'm so inclined. Now, obviously, the fact it gave all these updates, alert, achievements upon opening the game shows I haven't been playing in a while, but hey, the fact it's been around here has been really nice. And it's actually getting some other games inspired by it that are doing well, like 20 Minutes Dawn and Megabomb. I guess for this particular game, too many crossovers isn't a huge deal since it never took itself too seriously. Plus, it didn't have an original story mode to it like Fortnite did before they kind of abandoned that to go with the Battle Royale. Having, I think, increased AoE might actually be a big benefit to me for utility purposes. Also, I can get Soma's hand grenade if need be. Soma's hand grenade is a genuinely fun weapon, I think. It's just that, I might as well make sure I max out this item so it stops asking me for its upgrades. Just that I don't like that he starts with it. Hand grenade's one of those items I like seeing in my build because the RPG its upgrade is really, really strong, but it's not one I like to start with. I guess you could put it as one, I'd put it up there with one of those weapons that you only really want it if you are getting the if you're gunning for the upgrade, because otherwise it's not really, alright, I need a Tiramisu. Two of my items kind of rely on it. And now we're starting to get to the beefy enemies. Thankfully, my build is sufficiently overpowered enough that it should be fine, but it's still something you have to be wary of. Might as well, there we go. Make sure to max out the alchemy whip so that it ceases to bug me to upgrade it. Sword, I need to get that up for better or for worse. The Alucard sword is very much another item that's specifically an investment. You get a terrible weapon early on in exchange for a much, much better one later. I should probably turn down the volume a little, actually. Yeah, I love the music, but it probably shouldn't be overpowering me like it is. Sorry about that. I'm ready for an upgrade now. Yep. Which one's this? The upgraded Wind Whip. Excellent. This one's fun. It fires tornado spirits at the enemy. Yeah, it's coming back to me why these are so much fun. Oh yeah, they did add a new adventure mode for the Ode to Castlevania, didn't they? I'll do that later, since I can do that in a longer night. For now, I kind of want to get back to my groove and unlock the Balatro stuff. Thankfully, the Balatro was a free update. Like this game, it's generally regarded as a great little time waster whenever you're not in the mood for anything with a particular a particular commitment or anything. Especially since, unlike something like Streets of Rogue, these games are much shorter for a single run. Like Streets of Rogue is about 2 hours if you want to do a full run, and some of the other roguelikes I've played over are not much better. So this one capping you at around 30 minutes, unless you go with a shorter one, makes it a lot more manageable. Air Balatro has a lot of variance in how long they can last, but the point is, it's a nice little time waster whenever you feel like it, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had a lot of overlap in the fan bases, if we're completely honest. Hydro Whip upgraded. Hydro Stormer. This now becomes a map-wide AoE. Absolutely essential with how beefy some of these enemies are. I used to think the Castlevania Chronicles remix of this Ability Tears was the best one, but now I really think Vampire Survivors has the best one. Though sadly, I am a fake gamer who has not only played a handful of Castlevania games. I'm not one of those people who's played basically all of them. Unfortunate, but I didn't accidentally... No, there's no reason for me to lock the accessories, right? Yeah, no, I didn't lock any of them. So yeah, Tiramisu. We now can upgrade our last few items. Wonderful. Hey, I don't know what you want, Green Reaper, but get out of here. Upgrade that to get it to stop bugging me. I have listened to a number of remixes for a lot of the nice music over the years. Music is definitely one of those things in a lot of games where people... It's one of those things you usually don't notice unless it's done wrong, so I usually try to go out of my way to notice when it is done right to appreciate the work, because those composers, make no mistake, composers do work very hard on the craft. Yeah, with the Alucard, yeah, when you upgrade the Alucard sword to Alucard sword, it actually becomes a real weapon now. Copies of Alucard now attack. But again, when you get the final upgrade, it... Now let's see here. I should definitely get another one of these. Yeah, I should go with spinach just because everything, like I said, enemies get actually really beefy here, especially once the armor units start showing up. Even these Minotaur cow enemies are quite beefy actually, so slowly increasing my damage overall is going to add up quite a bit. I try to make sure I know what I'm doing before going to the Milk Factory, because the enemies aren't quite as numerous as in a lot of levels. Like, if I was playing the Library or Mad Forest, it'd be the enemies would already be covering the screen. But here, they're less numerous, but more individually powerful, hence why I keep complaining that they're very beefy. And of course, inverse mode just multiplies that, so that's going to be even more beefy. Which I guess, thinking about it, maybe that was also why they went with the Cow Factory. But I definitely do like this one. This feels like one of the more original parts of the game, not based upon anything specific. Well, the basic industrial area is based off of Castlevania stuff, but I don't believe any Castlevania game has had specifically a milk factory like this before. So it's kind of like it's very clearly based on something familiar, but it's their own take on it. And I really like that stuff. And I did like the Moon Spell expansion and the Tides of Boscari expansion as well, which is why I can get why some people prefer some if they added more original content. Might be getting more of that when they do the Vampire Crawlers, though, since that one's going to be a deck builder game. kind of funny. The game started basically using a lot of borrowed artwork, some of it without permission. There's actually a no-clip documentary on it. Now, obviously, that's all been worked out by now, but kind of comes a long way. Healing effects doubled. Actually, I'm gonna do something. Do I have enough items for this? Actually, yes, I do. So, alright. We'll make it so we can crit, and the crits do more damage. Holy Forge. You can just make sure I don't die, but I probably should have gone for the money. Oh, wonderful. Alchemy upgraded to Vampire Killer. Incinerates boss enemies. And bosses in this game can be surprisingly tough now that they... Ever since Mount Moonspell, I believe, they've started having bosses in this game have actual mechanics you have to worry about while fighting them, and I thought that's kind of neat. So stuff that's specifically boss killing, like Vampire Killer, do feel a bit more relevant, unlike before, where bosses were basically just souped up normal enemies. I guess you could argue some games have bosses like that, though, so it's not against the theme. Alright, level 80. We've upgraded ourselves. Meal ticket. Wonderful. Excellent. So, Apollo is upgraded with Star Panda Bear form. I can barely see that Green Reaper, and that's a bit of a problem since he's stuck. There we are. And one last upgrade, for now, the Alucard Shield. It absorbs all the other evolutions, and now, I can get guns again. Let's re-roll a bit. Life Science, I don't have the resource for that. Umbra, Eagle Gun, no. Phasers, not a bad idea. Trident, I should definitely get the Trident, I think. As you can see, you can rest assured that once the Alucard sword eats all the other weapons, it doesn't delete their effects. They continue doing exactly what they were doing before. It's just significantly stronger. But eating the food for me actually does heal a little, so it's worth my time to be sure. The Ode to Castlevania weapons are way more overpowered than anything before or since. Which is a shame, because I thought the Saga weapons were really fun. I do, even after trying to give it some time, I'm gonna be honest, I really do think that, now we're gonna have to banish the, oh yeah, let me open the group. Okay. Now what upgrades the star rings? Any 5 weapons, I think, actually. So I could probably have gotten those safely. But at least I'm getting a good amount of cash out of this deal. Fulgur I should probably be able to grab as well. Yeah, because since I have for the Saga Emerald Dream or Emerald Vision, whichever it was, it's mostly for the stage, because it feels like they were hoping that the 6 or whatever is being connected areas plus the hub world would make up for being a bit less complicated than the others. And I get the logic, especially since the individual stages are fairly similar to what you get from previous games, stuff from earlier in the game, but I just just wasn't as into it, I guess. Might Defang and yeah, the weapons, I love those. I genuinely think they're a great addition to the game. Gaia I do not need here. I've already got the achievement for getting Hazel Gaia there, so. Maybe I should have gotten the lucky gun. I'm not sure I want to spark any text, though. And I do appreciate that we're getting another Chaos gemstone, because that implies we're going to have another character who gets no weapon upgrade normally themselves an upgrade. Yeah, right now Mortello, Valo, and Old Soul, the dog, all get upgrades, even though their weapons by default do not have upgrades. I'm gonna have to make the next item Mad Season no matter what, if I even have any resets, I guess. We really want to be blatantly overpowered. Getting the Cornucopia upgrade, Arcana upgrade that gives you permanent stats with items consumed, like the food, like the spicy sauce and yeah, like the spicy sauce and what's it called? Yeah, the boar chicken and whatever the spicy curry is. So those permanent stat increases can make you ridiculously powerful. Okay, the golems are coming in. This is basically what I've been preparing the entire run to deal with, because these guys are tanky as hell. Which I guess makes sense. I mean, they are heavily armored. I guess I'm reminiscing a lot. I guess this is the best kind of game to just shoot the breeze on, though. If I did my build right, we're ready and we're going to win. Ah, hand grenade. This is one I actually did want, if I remember. So we're gonna have fun with this thing. He does wonder if I should pick up some of the games I lost. Like, the Castlevania collection is on Steam, and it is a way to experience the games. My buddy Damien even went through a number of them on his own stream. So that wouldn't be half bad of an idea. I could also go replay games I played. Like, I know Capcom released the Mega Man Battle Network collection a while ago, and that is in fact a series that I actually have gone through. That one I'm not a fake gamer for. Wonderful. Going near, so... Critical hits also fire a damaging beam. 3B one of these. Alright. Let's see here. What do I want? The Ham Egg just makes survival easier. Spellbinder makes stuff last longer. Let's go with the Stone Mask, just because I could actually, in fact, use money. I got a sheet. I'm holding up my shield and stabbing with a spear. Now, isn't that oddly fitting, given how off-the-wall this game is? Even have the arm up. I did also discuss with the team whether or not we want to do the multiplayer Vampire Survivors, because that's officially been added for the... it's been modded so that you could have multiplayer online without anything. Which is fine, because I only had local co-op for a while, but it's now official, which is quite nice, but... the team wasn't too big on it. No shade to them. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Sometimes, like, a lot of them do want to go back to, what's that, Starbound. And indeed, a lot of people love watching my playthrough of that. Possibly because I focused a lot on getting my character larger and eating, you know, things, people, lots of good stuff. But the gameplay loop wasn't doing it for me, if we're honest. Especially since a lot of the upgrades were basically just the same weapon, but a better color, look nicer aesthetic. Say what you will about Abiotic Factor, a lot of the newest gear is significantly different from the rest. Like, I thought I was preparing you could even see when I was playing, oh, I bet this is just going to be, most of these guns are just going to be upgrades of mine. But no, like, the laser gun is a completely a side grade from the bullet gun. And the laser cannon is completely different from the spirit rings. Sounds good to me. Is completely different from the shotgun, which itself there's a handful of variants of, so that's good variety there. Firing beams. Lance beam. So I can get one of my choice, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn a lot of these back on when I get back. But for the moment, you know what? Let's go with Rock Riot, because I in the Zone Zero pulls did in fact go well. I did get Bonnie-Way, which is good. Now I know a lot of people have done the math and found he is surprisingly weak for the amount of work you put in, but my counterpoint, I did not have a single S-rank DPS, and I don't really like the ones that are coming up. So I'm just gonna have to learn to combo. Besides, I've played, as someone who's played a ton of gachas, if you're playing just for meta, it's going to be, it's a fool's errand. You're always going to have to be pulling because, well, each one has to matter to one team or another. It's also why I was a bit more kind to Christmas Rhodia and Limbus Company, because a lot were disappointed she was a lot weaker than the limited Knight Rhodian, Knight of Despair Rhodian. A bit of a shame, I get that, but at the same time, she does work well with Queen of Hatred Don Quixote, so she works well in Charge Envy, which unfortunately does. But unfortunately, yeah, I do have to admit, Knight Rhodian is so much stronger that I can understand why someone put her in there despite lack of synergy, just because she's that strong. But the fact there's actually a discussion to be had, I do think is relevant. Oh crap, something was getting me. Is there another Green Reaper or something? Crap, I can. Yeah, I'm getting to the can't see shit captain point. Thankfully, I can just eat all this food to restore my energy. Om nom nom. Oh yeah, now we're getting to the big golems. The spirit rings. Probably should actually look up the. There we go, the RPG, the whole thing that makes the whole hand grenade real. Sorry, it's just a hand grenade. If it was a holy hand grenade, that'd actually be a good weapon. Max out the 5 rings. Oh yeah, the Steam Replay cap was here. Plus, naturally, Limbus was on there, Final Fantasy 14 was on there. Those were probably the ones that I figured would be the most. Cornucopia is great, but let's see if I can get Mad Season. Mad Season. Mad Season. Come on, do I really not have Mad Season on here? Did I miss it? I think I might have missed it. Oh well. I wish I could go back, but obviously you can't when you reroll. I was looking for the tree, but either I missed it, which I probably did, or it didn't show up in that set. I had to have missed it because it showed at the end that I run out of ones to pick. Which is unfortunate, but whatever. I think I'm actually in good shape here. Especially since I've gotten everything I needed. I think I just need the level 80 if we're honest, so I could end the match right in the game, right in the round right here and still have everything I care about. But, you know, why not? I'm a giant star panda devouring everything in my path. Why would I stop? At this point, we're at living the dream mode. I was actually kind of surprised to see Marvel Rivals was one of my top played games. I think it was even third. But you know what? It does make sense. The first half of the year, I was absolutely obsessed with Rivals. And honestly, I wouldn't mind going back. It's just a bit rough because I think in the general sense, I ended up maining Hulk, which was fine. But it also felt like my impact was way more dependent on all the others than I would. Oh no, the whole point of a tank is to hold space so that the damage dealers and healers can do their job, while also healing if need be. But a lot of times I was holding the line best I could, but as solo tank, DPS were dying, the healers were dying, and I can only do so much here. I guess I don't mind that. I mean, it's a MOBA. Sometimes team is part of the gameplay, you know, but actually, I think I remember what it is now. I think it's more that tanking as a whole doesn't feel very satisfying, because by definition, you don't very much get the MVPs unless you were just blowing everyone out of the water. Which, to be fair, that's a skill issue on my part. I absolutely could have gotten that more, even on one for the rest of the team sucks. However, it also didn't feel very satisfactory when I did win a lot of the time. So, it could just be that I'm DPS brain, but DPS, you do have to still kill the enemy, especially their supports, before your team does. Healers do need to stay alive, even with people peeling for them, but... Oh, nice, that's an upgrade. Oh, wonderful, the gemstones. This means they'll give me more money. Although if I do that, I might seriously want to consider Library of Ruina. It'd help me understand a number of the stuff in Limbus Company, since they reference it and Lobotomy Corporation a lot. Lobotomy Corporation is itself an option. I believe that's basically a run-your-own SCP Foundation simulator there. But it's also, to my understanding, even harder to get into as a new player than Limbus was. Given how horrible Limbus' tutorial was, I might want to, whenever I'm feeling up for that one, I should really look some stuff up first. Although Damien said he's considering it as well, so if he does, maybe I'll dive in at the same time. Damien does prefer old-school JRPGs, but weirdly he never played Clair Obscur, funny enough. Although I guess I should, yeah, but he does plan to, it's just on the dock, and he's got a lot on his plate, especially since he likes to do old JRPGs a lot. He's basically an expert of every obscure JRPG you might have ever heard of. He himself claims he's not, but, I mean, I don't know anyone who knows more than he does. I guess Game Awards. I was actually kind of holding for Silk Song, just because it feels like it would have been a nice way to end. It's not a bad game in any way, none of the, I will say, none of the games in the Game of the Year, I'd say, were in any way bad or undeserved. However, it's hard to not feel salty when you're going for a loss, even if I did also love Expedition 33. I did not stream Silk Song because I don't want, some things I don't stream specifically because I don't want to be beholden to just playing them on stream, or I want to have my own pace, because how I play when streaming a game and how I play when just playing on my own are indeed very different. I have to worry about giving an interesting reaction when possible. Like, I noticed during the Merceau, like, during Limbus Company's Spring Cultivation chapter, Merceau was actually messing with the team a few times with his usual low-key, no-nonsense based method. I thought, with his usual low-key method, I thought that was pretty amusing, but I didn't really react that much. Now, granted, some like the Hang, I unfortunately can't give a proper reaction to because I've been spoiled on them before, which is also why I try and avoid spoilers these days. I usually don't care as much about those, but I do have to care now because I want to have my initial reaction, you know? But yeah, Cleric Scare. I do think it's a genuinely great game still. It's just that, well, one, I want to throw something there because that's a great game on its own, and also after 6 years of development, it felt like it'd be the way to end the story, you know? Hopefully the DLC won't take another 6 years. That would be very, very depressing. Cleric Scare I do think is good, but unfortunately I do think it is currently and will in the future, now that it's one, suffer the Undertale problem, which is to say, a lot of people are holding it as the flawless game with no flaws, but the thing is, it kind of isn't. Like, even at the time, I complained that Act 3 was very, very weak. You could tell they were running out of money and such at the time, which is unfortunate, but that's how it goes sometimes. And, yeah, a lot of people went to Undertale after just hearing all the hype when I found out oh, that's it? I was expecting something that revolutionized gaming as a whole. Because, yeah, a lot of people claim it does, but I think it was just genuinely amazing. It was genuinely great for what it was doing, but it was also very clearly a smaller scale game than something like, say, Delta, the very next game in the development. So, yeah, it was a great game, and very much deserving of love and stuff, but it also means people went in and started going with way higher expectation, and now Cleric Scare is going to have the same thing. People are going expecting the greatest thing ever, when in reality it simply brought a lot of old JRPG tropes and concepts into the modern era. Like, even at the time, I did praise it for showing that an actual traversable overworld can still work in modern games and not feel like it's missing, like it's getting in the way of the good stuff. Something that I imagine might have been the fear for a while, because as I mentioned, even a lot of modern JRPGs I love, like the Persona games, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Oh, crap. Yeah, this is what I was worried of. Remember how I said everything here is a lot more beefy? I might actually not make it at this rate. Everything's just too much. Here we go. 30 seconds left. Can I make it? But yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Because a lot of the new ones, like I love, like the Yakuza Like a Dragon RPGs. Those are, you can basically travel between overworlds on a map, where it's mostly just a single city. So it's not really an overworld in the traditional sense, like in Final Fantasy IX. To use an example that I played, or 7 for the ones I played on stream. Oh, those few precious seconds might have been just enough to make you survive. There we go. Phew, we did it. Stage complete. Phew, cash in the revives. Here we are. Dairy plant, level 80. Find 23 level clovers as expected. Hyper Westwoods. And defeat a total of shooting enemies. Ammo plate. Survive 20 minutes in Westwoods? Wait, what? Why'd I get that achievement? Oh, Corona's Mana. So we can finally get that to actually show up in our level ups and not just when they show up, eh? That's good. Find the Masquerade Relic. Unlocks party mode. Reach 9 to luck with Chula Ray. Please, yeah. They did add the old Castlevania one, right? Yeah, they did. I'm gonna worry about that one later, although it is kind of neat. Ooh, you even can even play as the big secret character. I recognize that silhouette anywhere. See here. Now, do I need to pay to unlock it? Because I think I do, but... Yeah, these are all the Castlevania characters. Master Librarian. Right, before the Castlevania ones. Yeah, this is gonna be before all the DLC ones, so... Should be around here. Here we are, Chulare. Chances his luck every 30 seconds when picking up a Rerollo. Oopsie. Oopsie. I clicked the wrong thing. Oh well. Alright, let me grab a sip of my drink, and I'll definitely go in with a new character, because Quick Start just gives you a random character at the last map, I guess. Here. Probably, I'll look at... Yeah, these are all for Castlevania characters. This one... Right. Wait, what's the regular unlocks require for, this specific character? Magi Stone. Let's reach maximum luck with Chulare. Get the Magi Stone to level 7. I'm guessing it upgrades with the Corona's mana, because that's how the Westwood's gonna work, I'd wager. Random. Yeah, this isn't actually a random character. This is just random stats and starting weapon. So they are a randomized character. Not picking a random one of the existing characters. Alright, Chulare. Alright, we're definitely gonna have to focus luck above all else here, so... Let's see here. Definitely gonna want a full-time stage here. Oh, Moonglow. There's something to unlock here. That indication. Unlocks, let's see here. Do I need to unlock the Westwoods? I shouldn't, by the looks of things. In here. Yeah, here it is. Greed's gone green, and arcane avarice is transforming these once serene woods into a ghoulish gambling den. Welcome to a casino where you need not be a vampire to fear the stakes. I should probably play a normal stage to get an idea of this character's skills, or I could also see what else new to unlock in Moonglow, but... Blade Library is usually a pretty good one here. Test out a new character with. Oh right, I was going to also update the collection here to unseal a number of these items here. So these don't need to be undone. Actually, these ones I can definitely not have. Those I can definitely start unlocking. Guess I might have had some of these luck for a reason, but I think I can these all now. Although I should probably lock some of these. Not as big a fan of the shield. I can stay. I can look these all up later, I guess. Lock some of this care about. I shouldn't lock too much, honestly. The part of the game is randomization. So let me grab a sip of my drink and we'll go to the Mad Forest. Mad Forest Fever. Oh yeah, the one that sounds like Mystic Cave Zone from Sonic. We'll go with this one. Make it have some easy. I'm going to guess the Clover is the one that upgrades this. Don't ask how I know, just pull it up. Oh, if it's Corona's Mana, though, that might be a problem, actually. I can try it. Platinum Whip. Magi Stone, fire an additional projectile. I do like this weapon, I will say. Might as well get the duplicator up just to max that out. Rolling, huh? What's the dice give? +2 luck. Zombies. These were the original ones that were more beefy, but less individual. So this game's a bit of, this map is a bit of a microcosm of how the game generally functions. If I want to go for the Cerberus build, I have to dedicate to it now. Fires an additional projectile. Lucky. 6 clovers. Whip is a tempting one, but let's go. Luck up +10. Ammo pop. Yeah, one of these two definitely upgrades with the Corona's Mana, so I won't be able to do that right away, but I can do that. the early levels are basically to introduce you to a decent amount of enemies. Skelly boys here, for example, are very weak, but tend to come in large numbers. Those Skelly boys scare easily, but they shall return, and in larger numbers. Stone. 3 level of the whip. Or Aqua Whip, don't mind if I do. I will state for the record, I am not against the playing other Vampire Survivor inspired games. The Bullet Heavens, I guess people have been calling them. I kind of like that name. Probably should have gotten the ammo actually, just because that's gonna help with crystals and cause a lot more destruction. Death, doom, and destruction. I guess I should have realized the dice would be new as well. Unlucky. Burst up. Turfing, why not? That upgrades after all. Block drop, they must have had the die roll item. Lucky. Over max. Three of them. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, a couple of bosses in here lock you in to say, yeah, you're gonna have to fight these guys sooner or later. Even if you escape, they just warp back in. So. Platinum. Zombies may be a lot rougher. The enemies that are a lot tougher to kill at least have a decent chance of dropping their green speed crystals, which give a lot more than the default blue. There was a point when I did block certain accessories from showing up, like the that was mostly tied to ones because a lot of the items they upgraded weren't good and I didn't like the deep upgrade by default. So, but nowadays I don't block anything just because pretty much everything has at least one good upgrade item, you know? Unlucky over here. would give me room to cook the wine glass or the alchemy whip. The bosses aren't too tough in this area though. It was the first stage you get upon unlocking. Now enemies are starting to come mixed to show that enemies, they're not always going to be fighting wave of the same enemies. Maybe I should have gotten the cornucopia upgrade. Because all the items you need builds a lot of stats, including, you know, luck. And I need to get rid of the maxed out luck stat. There is another way to do that, and that requires one of the Among Us items. I guess after this run, I'll do precisely that. Armadillo. I can't just pick the Corona's mana here. I swear I could before. Maybe they demand I unlock it first. At the very least, though, let me grab the Attractor because that's kind of nice to have. Yeah, that helps absolutely in no way in combat. It's just nice. Sometimes I wonder about myself about what the effects do, but then again, back when I used to stream Yu-Gi-Oh, I would often describe what the cards do, especially since the game was so text heavy at that point. Probably even worse now since that game does have it. But I guess that's kind of a natural consequence. The game doesn't have a universal resource like energy in Pokemon or mana in Magic the Gathering, so everything has to come from the cards themselves, including archetypes that make up their own resources because I guess they find it boring that there isn't one. The fanbase just treats the cards themselves as the resource. Oh boy, these big bats are way beefier than having any right to be. I need to get away from these guys. They're actually being a pain to kill, and the bad luck is not helping. Oops. Revive. More Tearfing levels. Oh, wonderful. Life Science Scan is one way to get it. In fact, I'm going to do precisely that, though this does mean my final accessory must be the Among Us accessory. I cannot accept any other, or else I'll never be able to upgrade it and get the reason I'd get it. Although, to be fair, the Life Science Scan isn't a bad item on its own at all. In fact, quite the opposite. It's great because it's one of the few ways to heal that doesn't require you to do anything else. Most of the other ones are a heal on life or a life steal effect, so you have to, or it's a heal on kill effect. The Life Science Scan just heals you as is. Excellent Hydro Storm tip. the game starts to show you, okay, if your build isn't able to take on sheer numbers of enemies, you'd best die here, because you're not gonna get any further. Alright, let's see here. Cornucopia. Mini Ghost, that's exactly what I needed. Allegedly offers better moral support. So it is, yeah, the upgrades to the mini space beans doesn't do anything. It's just to fulfill those promised upgrades. But as soon as it finishes upgrading, they vanish. So it actually saves you a slot. Yeah, it's so nice having the maxed out, just the maxed out Crackle. Werewolves. Now we're starting to get to the really beefy foes. There's the last spinach. I should definitely pick those others up so we can eat uses for the chest. That's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, they all vanish, as you can see. Frost Crasher tip, or 7th activation, listen. Always floor chicken, because that does actually grant me stats, so... I think we're getting some good stat boost out of this. Technically go over it. Yeah, these stats make you actually invincible after a point. That's how you. This is one of the ways you can beat the Reaper without using the intended method. Intended method is to use a couple of specific upgrades that nerf their power and make them easier to kill. If you want to do it, though, using stuff like this to stack your raw stats to a ridiculous degree it's how I've done in the past and how plenty of others have done it, so it's fun. Now it is, if something has an HP bar, players will find a way to kill it. Not even remotely enough luck. It'll get a bit easier as I get closer to the end, but... yeah, see how helpful it is? It just, my health was going down, but then life signs scanned, they all got healed. about the lifetime scan is it actually can increase a cooldown reduction, which of course means it'll activate more often, which means it'll give you the lifetime. Once I upgrade it to the lifetime scan, it'll give me permanent stat upgrades for the run each time it heals, and that can, as mentioned, that does in fact include cooldown reduction to make it activate sooner, which means more stat boosts. Nothing stops it from snowballing like that. This is definitely one of those games where they straight up want you to find whatever broken combos you can. But of course, as you saw with the last run, even one that seems almost invincible can be torn apart by the end because they do not hold back. Ooh. Ruined Sword. Good. Get the meal ticket here. I think having the more on-demand healing is going to be quite nice. So where's the wine glass? Here's the wine glass. Ah, nice. It's nice to have actual levels again. Too much free food, right? Want to get some of these existing. Then again, the food will help me have the defense on things. Life sign scan, that's what I wanted. Paranormal scan, rather. And there we go, permanent increase to absorption range. Yeah, it gives permanent stat buffs the remainder of the run, so this is how you snowball this game. Ah, yes, reroll Candelabra Door. You know, the items upgrade with this is going to be very sad because this is actually a perfect item. Base area up. Yeah, bad luck doesn't even faze me anymore. Here, as far as something... Alright, as mentioned... Oh yeah. Let's see, more to talk about. As mentioned, I'm going to be gone out traveling with family for the next week. I'll be here for the weekend, but I probably won't even stream Sunday, actually. I think I'll just do it Saturday and then prepare for the long week. Well, not long, but you know what I mean. Thankfully, my work approved the time off, so I want to take full advantage. Only 200? Sheesh, I don't think I'm going to be able to get that much luck. unless of course you're supposed to play this character on the new map and get it that way. It's not entirely possible. Gazebo is specifically designed in a way that would easily get his achievement if you play on the map that was introduced with him. I'm probably looking at mods for this game too, because I do know there's a ton of them. It's a lot easier to mod than ever now, especially if it's something as simple as just adding new characters or making a character as an ultimate existing one. Unlucky. Now look how much easier this is getting. I can't help but notice I'm shooting Street Fighter peeps. I think because that one character. Oh yeah, because one of the characters in Ode to Castlevania preview was one of the. Okay, yeah, it's for. Okay, so now I realize that it's a weapon that's an alt for an existing character. Meal tickets. Kind of hoping for something a little more, but whatever. Oh wow, even these little ones. Oh yeah, they do. Okay, the meal ticket with all this cornucopia is going to be very delicious. Good, but can I get Mad Season? Here it is. I guess I should get the skull as well. That's how I actually upgrade all my weapons. If any one of these upgrades one of the new ones, sit. Otherwise, I'll have to just go for the Corona's mana in the new stage. I'm not a fan of cursed items, I get why. Most of the time, they're actually a buff rather than a debuff because they upgrade not only make enemies stronger, they also makes them more numerous. Although it seems I'm not the only one who feels that way because the devs added items to add. Corona's mana, for example, adds enemy numbers without actually making them stronger. So there's definitely some attempt to appeal to people who prefer that style. Items upgraded. Good news, at least, is that I can scratch off all these items as a possible does this upgrade any of the new items list. Now I can just focus on getting stats. Now we're getting to the good stuff. And surprisingly, we're getting, it's not as much of a can't see shit captain as a usual run. I know, I'm as shocked as anyone else. Yeah, and he still plays his character until I unlock these mini gens. That is absolutely non-negotiable, although I should also be doing a lot more money runs. Kind of care about the I'm usually hesitant about getting too many golden eggs. Well, I guess it's not a big deal. If they ever release another character unlock that requires nobody with golden eggs, Queen Sigma is not allowed to pick them up. You basically your reward for beating everything in the base game, and while it was a shame since the nature of it being a roguelike means that she still had some value, so it's not like Legacy of Goku where you'd unlock all those cool forms, fusion and stuff, except that was for 100% of the games, like a huge mod. There's still runs you can do. And of course, more DLC and stuff means that Queen Sigma can be used there if you so wish. And I believe I have sometimes as well. Sheesh, all that time, only 300 luck. So yeah, I'm gonna have to play the new Velocity stage with this guy and see exactly how that goes. Reasonable amount of money out of this. It's not a money run amount, don't get me wrong, but it is helpful. Thankfully, the curse is not too rough on this stage since enemies aren't particularly strong or numerous quite yet. They do get beefy at some points, though. As I said, this stage very clearly introduces you to the kinds of things the game will start throwing at you. Especially since after a point you saw those Mantis bosses start from random enemies, which is, to be fair, also the vaguely Castlevania aesthetic appropriate, since it's very common for the early game bosses there with random enemies labeled. Or do what Elden Ring did, well, a lot of early games did. Yeah, even later games like Elden Ring still do that stuff. Oh dear. I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to. Like I said, if all else fails, I do have Queen Sigma, who is very good at not picking up golden eggs. Oh, nice. Gold Fever should be pretty nice at least. Gold Fevers are definitely nice for getting a nice boost to gold, though probably should speed it up at this point. If I can see my mouse. Luck negative. Yeah, it's a shame, but at least we have confirmation none of these items upgraded, and I'm pretty sure it's the upgrades, at least one of them, possibly both. There's none of them. So yeah, we're taking this guy to the next stage. Enemies near the end are absolutely just more bosses trying to spam at you to kill you before the 30-minute mark before you win. But they also give red gems, so I guess in case you need that last bit. I didn't even get halfway to the $9.99 lock, so it has to be on the new stage, whatever that does. So I am getting a nice 40k out of this run. If I get 45k, that'd be quite nice. we'll go ahead and quit and cash in those lives. Get Magistone to level 7. Oh, you're right, I didn't need to upgrade it. I want to upgrade it, but I don't have to. Alright, who's that absurdly expensive character I should probably buy before I forget? Mr. S. Oh, I actually need over $1 million to buy them. Showcase more his skill with techs. I'll worry about that later then. Being able to... Although I guess I could just buy a bunch of other characters and ignore him, but he's just gonna get... Characters get more expensive the more of them you buy, so I kinda want the expensive ones out of the way right away. You know me, I'm one of those people who likes the bad news first to get it out of the way. Need to get that golden egg? Oh well. Umbrella. Westwoods here. Oh, Mazzarella's an area. Let's go to the west. We're going to the Westwoods either way. Killer Squiller. If I need to, I guess I could also just go with luck thing. I know there's one that slowly increases and decreases stats, but I don't think there's one for luck. No. Well, luck are doubled at fixed intervals. Wicked Season might not be half bad, actually, but... Start with the basics. Star, Night Soul. I know what I'm gonna be banning next. Activates additional attacks. Oh yeah, that's not good unless you actually have it. Yes. Go with the flame. Might defang enemies. Gaze of Gaia. Oh, I see. So that's why I'm supposed to be able to get luck here. Armadillo. Attract orb, if you please. Hey, buddy, what are you selling? Spin the wheel. Okay. Evolution. Mirage Robe. This is one I actually do kind of like because it can distract enemies. Get a free level of anything. More robe? Don't mind if I do. Right now, they're just clones that explode upon hitting. Gaze of Gaia. Tides of Fiscari enemies. I suppose we're attracting a lot of Fae here. Are Fae in Balatro? I wouldn't think. Stone. Why am surprised none of them upgrade with the unlucky, oh dear. This might also was one that could upgrade them. Town Sword. Alright, I forgot to get a chest all the way down here. Whatever Magistone it is. Grab the wings anyways. I wanted to grab the wings anyways just because those will make it easier to run. And it's also an item that hasn't been tested yet, so in order to get the gun... Oh, I can't get the gun anymore, can I? Oh dear. Well, I can if I can... Empty Tome is also one that's not been tested. Hollow Heart is also one that's not been tested. Yeah, I forgot I didn't pick up the gun yet. And I need to upgrade that before I unlock the character who actually comes with it, so I'm gonna... Well, there's two ways I can do this. I can get a candy box, or I can... The candy box can only... for rare circumstances. Either rarely from one of these chests after I've maxed out everything, or... Or if I could get the, one dice roll. I forgot the name. Item I forgot the name of. It's always going to be good to level, just because that makes everything activate more often. Duplicate, I think I actually did get that last time, but it works with everything, so you know why not, right? Or are the chests seriously spawning down here? Wood Crown giving me more experience gonna help a lot. Just a free level of this works for me. That season could work, but Wicked Season also. Here, hail from the future. This will make it easier to get everything. Let's burn them all to the ground. Candy box. Okay, now good. Alright, the gun's gonna be up here. For the DLC stuff. Ammo Apollo. Okay, everything is good now. Gaze of Gaia. Care about that gold? Apparently, yes. Money. Oh, I should grab the wings. Those were the last time I needed, I think. Hollow Heart is also... No, that I tested that on the last map, so it's not that one. And there's actually a handful, a good amount of items I haven't tested yet. Okay, everything is specifically spawning over there. Give me the experience. Lord Star. Damage is times 5. stone mask I did not test. Like, and I want to tree here, so I can actually travel this way. I see. Boy, that's an Armadillo. Probably grab that before I go. Yeah, we're gonna get a damage increaser. Actually, Spellbinder, again, I need to test out all the weapons I have in Sword Cavities lasting. Now we're getting to the, and excellent. Embrace of Gaia. Ooh, I got an icon on top of everything. Oh, I got something not bad. Mad Season is probably one I should particularly focus on. Yeah, they won't give you special items, but interesting. So got Amari. Sure, why not? Load stones. Stone mask it is, just so I can upgrade the cats. Gazomari is really not good unless you wish to go all the way. Give me the experience. Bracer was also one that I had not tried yet, so let's go with that one. Damn it, I forgot about that. It deleted it. Should have grabbed it immediately, damn it. Forgot about my stupid pentagram that I can't level because it's vanished. Here's somewhere. Check. Here we are. We can only move forward if I get the roll the jester. In other words, I have to unlock the jester twice. I have to roll the jester twice. I guess that doesn't make sense. I don't remember if this is a 15-minute stage or a 20 or 30-minute one. Well, no matter. I'm not getting out of here without spending money. More reason to do money runs, I guess. And again, maybe that's also why it's a good thing, because eventually you can buy everything in this game. At that point, money's not useful for much except buying more golden apples. Power yourself up a ridiculous degree. Yeah, I never should have picked up that pentagram. That was my bad. All it's doing is deleting things I actually want now. That is seriously the only reason it seems to exist at this point. Well, I guess I might as well grab all the other accessories while our armor has also not been tested, so we'll have to do that one. unlocks party mode. Relic found. Guessing that allows me to use this roulette wheel in the regular mode. Finally, this is probably the item that upgrades them all. Kind of. And grenades. I don't have it, but that's why I'm gonna be able to get all the accessories. Yeah, like I said, all this is stupid. Even finger. Here we go. Oh, of course, the stupid sword gets up prioritized. I know for a fact I have the items you need to upgrade, buddy. Oh, right, that's stupid. Oh, I don't want that. There, finally upgraded it. The Guntastrophe fires unorthodox projectiles to enemies in sight. Life Sprinkler. Candy box. Thanks. Cooldown is more applies that stupid mechanic, and unfortunately you cannot drop weapons. It is not possible. Not a big deal, I guess. Let's see here. The Conlabrador, just because that's gonna stab that. Chogumor. Oh yeah, there is this mysterious item here. Yeah, we do know the gun. Oh, the gun upgrades of the bracer. Interesting. So it must be the. I was not expecting that, but then again, I guess the bracers did need more nice things that it upgrades. Earn more money than I spend in here, it's technically a profit. We all know how I gamble. Well, for gacha games, I just save all my currency until a banner I specifically want comes up. Again, I don't bother with meta because if you're specifically trying to catch up with meta, you're basically always gonna have to start pulling. You basically always have to be pulling, because if you're not, you're almost everything's going to be meta to some degree, or in some niche. There's some cooldown phases, yeah, some easy skips, but not as many as you'd think. I'm not even talking about power creep stuff. It's just a matter of, like, Arknights doesn't actually have that major of power creep. but they've had a recent string of supposedly must pulls that I've been just blatantly ignoring. Mace. I'll mace you good. Let's also get some more of the castle, the non-castle. We got some guns. Let's go with Saber Machine Gun. 5. Ace, you good. Oh man, I died. Find Corona's Man in the Westwoods. This is now permanently unlocked. Find the Masquerade Relic. Party mode unlocked. Evolve the Alma is excellent, excellent. That feels good. See here, any other unlocks? I don't want to go too late tonight, so let's see here. Wax Fetish. And golden treasure chest from ability in a single run. Find more extra explosive props that might drop treasure chests. Can destroy light sources by touching them. Okay, so basically this character is all firepower, huh? Now, sounds good to me, although maybe I should just look up what the, well, yeah, usually I like to experiment a bit, but maybe I should just jump through here. I was right, it actually does use the Corona's mana. Well, the good news is, now that I've unlocked Corona's mana, this will officially appear in all maps. Although now I should also seriously consider turning off any I don't particularly want. Yeah, I'm not gonna pick up that time. Yeah, let's keep those. Maybe I should turn on the Among Us one. They are rather specific after all. Yeah, maybe I should turn off the ones that require pieces. Oh, I think this upgrade requires these two. Umbra Numina. Would make sense. Off those, but not a fan of the Starfall. I don't want to turn off everything, but one's fine. That can stay. I should probably have that stay. Spell books I might want to consider, I guess, but eh. No, that'll just deactivate Morticio's ability to upgrade. I don't want that. Guess that'll be everything, actually. I don't know why did I turn off the... Oh yeah, because it's not as fun as the others. Guess I can go ahead and do that then. Maybe we should go for a full fire build. So, let's turn the fire wand back on. Allow for the flames burn bright. And I didn't need a specific stage, right? It's just obtain 5 golden chests from the ability in a single run. Westwoods is only 20 minutes as I thought. I want to do a full 30-minute one, even if I speed it up at the end. So let's go with Gaio Tower. Heart of Fire. Oh wow, nice. Raging Fire, very thematic. Make sure. Actually, empty attract orb. Yeah, that's really essential here. Banish the Ice Brand. I don't want to see that one. Banish. Yeah, Cerberus ones I might want to banish if I'm not using those. Fire. Spinach. Attract orb up. Bracer. Actually, there's gonna be a free bracer, so I should probably go and grab another one. Magi Stone. You know what? Yeah, let's go with Magi Stones as well. Now those are freely available. Tractor, but I definitely want max out. Oh boy, red skelly boys. I'm really not a fan of those. They revive as many times as I feel like, basically. They're guaranteed to do it once, I think, and then after that, it's gonna depend. See which ones it affects again. Punch, so I can get that easily. Vanitas Whip, good to know. The rocket and the gun. Okay, so I can get the gun. Huh, maybe I should go full. I guess I can go full firepower. I imagine it does work with most of the. Umbra does not work with it, unfortunately. The Contra crossover stuff. That's the one DLC I do not have, since I am not familiar with Contra at all, and I don't really have much to say. I don't have much motivation, I guess, the best way to put it. Armadillo. Chroma's mana. Enemies are gonna come more numerously. Oh, Pignicus. I spell that. There we are, yeah. Look, oh, you're also playing one of those Bullet Heavens. Mega Bonk. Hope you had a good time. Yeah, this is one of my last few streams before I leave for holidays with family, so I'm hoping to just have a laid-back night of fun. Hope you're all having a good time. Welcome, welcome. If you have to rest to Technicus, that's alright. Self-care is important. Hey, now, I do. Fine. Like I said, I'm getting ready for, I can't get that one this time. Punch I can get, however, because that's fire, apparently. These fists are fire, baby. Big bounce going down. Yep. Yeah, whenever I feel like I really want to stream, but I don't have a specific game, or in this case, I don't want to start a new game that's going to require commitment, because, you know, I'm going to be gone for the coming week. So yeah, Saturday I'll have a stream with the team, hopefully, but after that, it's going to be taking a break, so winding down and having a more of a laid-back night with some Vampire Survivors. Plus, I wasn't playing when they did the Blotcher update, so works for me, I guess. Oh boy, the red skellies. I'm not a fan personally. They love to revive as often as they damn well please. The Vanitas Whip is a valid weapon because that's fire. Yeah, they revive as much as they please, which is a little annoying. So. Still get drops. They just revive at least once. Magistone. Alright, let me double check the weapons that this works with again. Alright, so both the gun and the rocket launcher. I'll keep that in mind. He, of course, fire. Looks weird. Apparently the eagle gun doesn't count, though, so I'll have to keep that in mind. Of course, rock shot. There we are. Excellent. 3-1. Gonna lurk. Alright, have a good time. And again, don't forget self-care if you need it. I'm not against playing more Vampire Survivors like. I even play the one in, the one in Zenless Zone Zero a bit, so it's definitely a fun genre. I'm glad there's a decent amount of them here, right now. I mean, the one is mana, of course, we should level up as soon as possible. There, finally, the red skelly boys are taking a break. Unfortunately, they will be back, but they're not the worst this tower has to offer. Oh, wonderful, spinach is maxed out. Bonus mana. I do like it. Yeah, the Magistones feel like a direct upgrade to the Holy Water, because they seem to be programmed to drop directly on top of enemies' heads and not just an area that hopefully will be nearby enemies. Super Missile is valid. Punch. Tracer I'm gonna be picking up in a bit, but first, Hand Grenade is also fire, so let's grab that. Okay, like I said, the Skelly Boys are only giving me a bit of time off. Punch time. Give me something free, please. More Magistones? Sounds good to me. On that note, I'm not against streaming Zenless Zone Zero. It's just that I'm doing the story on my own, and I don't want to... If I stream, I'll be beholden to only doing the story, and I still have a lot of catching up on. I'm only on the epilogue of Season 1, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna say, I can't help but... I think it was a good thing that I chose not to trust Hugo, well, like I don't trust Sonya from Limbus Company. By touching. Nice. If I can upgrade the Magistone, that's gonna be a nice cool 500 roll. This area is completely vertical, kind of like how the library is almost purely horizontal. Spell. Bad idea, but first let's max out the Mana Stones just so that they, yeah. They seem absolutely programmed to do this, so. Whip. We're gonna need the Hollow Heart to upgrade Nidus, but Hollow Heart, yeah, exactly. That should be good now. Plus, it's always nice to have some extra health. Okay, punch is now maxed, which means it should upgrade on the next chest that allows upgrades. Might even be this skull that drops it. I forget. I haven't been at this particular stage in a bit. Honestly, no, let's get the crown just to increase my leveling speed. Here we are, yep. Nope, it has to be silver in order to upgrade, I forgot. Duplicator is good for everything, so we're gonna grab that. And I'm close to getting a free... the reason I didn't grab the item to upgrade starting gun is because it's right here for free. There we go. Now I can go over the cap. I don't remember if the bracer has to be maxed, but I guess it wouldn't hurt to max it out anyway, right? Duplicator, I should probably also max, just because that's going to make me forget everything. There. Bracer up. Bracer maxed. Good. Now we can, as soon as we can start getting upgrades, we can upgrade our starting gun. We're going in guns blazing. So, although I guess I should upgrade Kira's mana, because I think that also has to be capped. Plus, that increases enemy count without increasing the actual damage. Which is always nice. Almost max. There we are. It also increases gold fever time, which is always nice. Crown I should probably honestly be upgrading first and foremost, just because that's going to make everything better. Vanitas whip does not require a max hollow heart, so I can max out the whip first and fine. Here we are. Guns upgraded first. Gun Astrophy. Excellent. Vanitas whip. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Round so I can level faster. And click on that for info. Oh well. Actually, I think I can check the group more for it. What it does in the item's description later. For now, I should probably upgrade the super missiles as well, because those just require learning a new skill. And no, that makes it too easy. The weapons also emit damage zones. No. Divine Bloodline. Armor also affects listed weapons damage. Bad. Roll. Fire. Sapphire Mist. All weapons have a chance to activate. Beginning. Looks good to me. Barrier of Vanitas Whip is maxed. Super Missile. Round. Maxed. Wonderful. Nothing I have upgrades with it, but I guess I can grab something that does if I really need to. Maxed. A really good chunk more health, that's for sure. Just here. Always the floor. Actually, I should probably go with always floor chicken just to make sure I win the fight. Because, as you've seen, you can get cocky with a really good build, but then you lose it all and die right before you're about to win. Okay, there we go. We finally upgraded to the Kyra Stones. Damage increases to the players above 80, and amount increases with visible enemies. And what do you know, I'm past level 80, which means it's only going to get stronger from here. I don't know how I missed that chest, but whatever, I'll just go back up. I've got reasonable movement speed right now. Next upgrade, pressure point. This is not the max form of the fist, so we've got some more skills to learn, some more upgrades to get. There we go, Vanitas upgrade to Aura Blaster Tip. Pressure point. Julius Belmont's signature attack. Hold out. Yeah, they don't let you just buy weapons to go past the cap. You actually have to work for that if you want it. Hence why I had to leave the Jinmon Fire Fist. Only mine a chest apparently. Missile upgraded, Hydra Cannon. I believe both the fist and the cannon will upgrade one last time before it's all over, so that's quite nice. They only require you that they learn their tech in order to upgrade, rather than accessory. It's quite nice, actually. It's especially good if you want to play as the, as crewmate Dino from the Among Us collab, since he gets stronger the more upgraded items you have. Artificial hailstorm. Oh, nice. Open chest, can't miss chest. Oh, wonderful. I need to get 10 of those gold chests with the ability. It'll happen eventually, but I might actually want to try on Velocito's age now that I think about it, because that's all about increasing luck. Although I guess I also have to increase the protagonist's luck. Or again, I could just, you know, use the, what's it called, for the future, from the future, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's starting to get to the point enemies are kind of beefy here. Once the guys in armor show up, they start getting really beefy. And there we are. Gilded Hand. The final form of the punch. Nice thing about Chronos Man is it does in fact increase how long the gold time lasts, so I can get a decent amount of cash in this. Oh boy, red skelly boys are back. Fortunately, it seems reviving doesn't work if you're just gonna die instantly upon revival. I like how this character turns always moonwalks. Find 10 chests, not that they had to be in one run, although I guess if I can get the luck high enough, it could be in one run. And here we go. The gun's final form, Hyperion Bazooka, and Spark Cosmic Rave. Cosmic Rave. Here we are. Probably should have gotten the stone mask now that I think about it. Reject my humanity, Joestar, for the extra money. Wait, is that really the reason that's why rejecting humanity to gain money? I made that joke so many times yet I never realized. Well, let's... Yeah, it's Disco of Gold. These armors are actually quite beefy, so I'm feeling pretty happy that I can kill them in a reasonable amount of time. Granted, this is regular mode and not hard mode, and not inverse mode, so that is a lot more reasonable. Yep, as you can see, I've upgraded everything. For now, anyways. Candy box. Wonderful. So I can grab something appropriately fire-themed. I could just grab the fire, but that feels a little... Yeah, let's go with a Svarog statue, actually. Wonderful base area up. We're going full fire build here, baby. Burn. Yeah, these are definitely from the ability. Base area up. Right, this is the fire trail that follows me. I think I mixed it up with the Aura Blast. Not a big deal. make sure, this feels good. We still have 5 more minutes, and there's a lot of even tougher enemies coming up. But the good news is, the fact that I made it this far proves my build is good. I just need to make sure it keeps up. Money, 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 money. Wow. I don't even have a gold mask. I'm already at 40k. Now, this is definitely a character good for getting some additional cash. Yeah, the Water Reaper does sometimes show up on this level, which is a little frustrating, not gonna lie. They're not one of my favorites due to how much they cut everything off. Again, I'm not doing this specifically a money run here. If I do a money run with this character, well, it's probably not going to be better than Sammy, but, well, I guess Sammy's also a DLC character. So this could be intended so that anyone who's not spending any further money beyond the default can still enjoy money runs a lot more easily. Although I do know Trowser is also pretty good for those, and he's in the base game. So I suppose an upgrade to him isn't unreasonable. Plus, there's still reason to use him even after you finish needing money, because, because he starts with a candy box. He can have any weapon, beginning weapon he wants, and there's plenty of value in that. These guys are exceptionally beefy. They've ended my runs on more than a few occasions. The fact that I have so many now is just really nice. And I do appreciate the quality of life they have, where they give you a counter of how many of a particular thing you've unlocked. Like I said, I played this game since it came out, so almost everything that requires you to do X or Y amount of things, gonna add up. Oh dear. Yeah, that's saving me. I'm not even gonna lie here. Excellent. Disco Gold healing me is also doing a lot. Yeah, I guess this shows that. Oh yeah, I forgot of Disco Gold. That's why I'm getting so much money despite not being money run. Well, no, this character does also create more gold chests out of nowhere, so that's by design that they're supposed to have an easier time getting money. Evolve the Magistone. 500 gold coins. Excellent. Excellent. Let's see here. Unlocked. Find 10 chests in a single... Okay, so it did say in a single run. That's not too bad, honestly. I can probably do it on my own. I just have to focus on specifically increasing their luck, and that would make it a lot more likely happen. But yeah, I still need to make sure that Chilura gets the luck boost. So I'm gonna go back to Westwood and see about getting a spamming luck upgrade. Squiller. Starting out with Wicked Season is going to be very good for this. Anything here that particularly might help? Not really. Ice Brand, Fire, Freeze, or Blast, Troll Bomb. This one doesn't bounce. Arrow of Goth. Life Sign Scan, yes please. Free level of Magistone, yes, also yes please. Punch is pretty good, also pretty good, so I'm gonna go grab that. Silver Wind is also a good getaway from me type of. Burst. Oh dear, those enemies got buffed significantly. Pummarola. Raksha. Chop. Boost. The nice thing about having the life sign scan is I just have to hold out for a certain period of time if all else fails, and I'll win. Oh yeah, I should have gotten Stone Mask. Whoops. Free level of anything, free level of anything. That's good. Punch. Punch. Falco. Oh. Ah, interesting. So my upgrades are universal. Unlucky, oh dear. The Magistone. Lucky. Affected by it and low luck. You know what? Let's go full Amogus. Crown. Mini Ghost. Armadillo. Corona's Mana. Wind Dragon. Ooh. Might actually be worth it just because I'm getting the Corona Mana anyway. So you know what? Let's do it. More of the Saga weapons. Wait, I probably should have gotten the weapon first. I do need to pay attention. I still need a second one. I need the Mini Engineer. Yeah, Crown. The sooner I get that, the better. A Tractor. Grave Digger. Heavy stones to me. Ghost up, so now it'll stop bugging me finally. Crown up. Crown maxed. There we are. Luck up. Punch. Silver Wind. Silver Wind is good for self-healing, so keep you going for a while. And in a lot of roguelikes, sometimes you'd rather have reliable healing. Oh, no, I can't have the duplicator, not until I get the, Among Us. Among Us. Life science scan. Swipe. Attractor. Life science scan. Growth, oh, negative. Nice. Yeah, low luck actually does make that one good. Here we go, Magic Stones is now the Kyra Stones. I don't know if those are Balatro references, unfortunately. Attractor maxed. Mini Engineer, good. In fact, the last thing I needed. Pull up, some better regen. It's not much, though. The little mini Among Us characters do each have a special effect to them. Like, I believe the Ghost one has the time piece effect, but... Ana definitely needs to get raised. Dragon level 6. Almost sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh monster. I put that. I summon Twin Dragon level 6. Might as well max out Mini Engineer so it stops bugging me. End time. Pre-order me. Don't miss out. Pre-order now. Final product may differ. Oh, I guess that character's gonna be added eventually. freaking stat boost. Festive Wind lowers enemy defenses and steals their health. Always a wonderful thing. Luck. That's over 999%. We've officially done it. At least we bet darn well better. Luck. 580. And getting the lucky roll and also getting the luck on Wicked Season was how I was hoping to get this without having even to grind it all out and just hitting as many ridiculous stat boosts as possible. Could have also just put on endless mode though if I wanted to do it that way. Candy box. Ooh, but I still got the upgrade after getting the... Alright, let's see. What do I want? Prismatic Missile. We should truly make this a can't see shit captain. Excellent. Now this is why people love Curse. Enemies are a bit trickier, but the sheer amount of XP for leveling faster, which by extension makes fighting them a lot easier. That's why many consider a buff rather than a debuff. Maybe I will go with a pre-order. Funny enough, it's supposed to be a clear parody of pre-order games. Maybe I shouldn't. I haven't actually pre-ordered games in quite a while. I think the last one I remember pre-ordering was Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and given people meme about how old that game is, I think that probably tells you a good bit right there. And even then, it's because they were very clear that it's basically just the first game with more content, which is good because I enjoyed Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and felt that it was great, but it was lacking in content, so I got nothing more, nothing less than what I was expecting. Props to them for being open about what the goal was. But yeah, in the general sense, you should absolutely never order. About the pre-order, I guess. Like with real-life pre-orders, there's no need to rush. Gamble, if lucky. Given this whole game was explicitly meant to have the sort of gacha gambling appeal, but not have any actual gacha gambling mechanics, I think that they always succeed about that, and the others have the same appeal. Maybe. I think they have all those shiny stuff. Or if you think I'm kidding, actually watch the animation for when you pull in a gacha game at some time. Flashing lights and build up for the anticipation. Not to mention all those, they usually also have an effect that make people think, oh man, maybe if I do this as a sort of ritual to hopefully give themselves better luck. Yeah, that's all stuff casinos do. And again, I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying be wary of it, because that is trying to, well, it does appeal to a certain. It's specifically meant to be appealing. It does also affect people who are vulnerable to it. Then the Zone Zero even has this really catchy tune that plays whenever you pull, where it's all lucky or not, at least you tried. I really do love the aesthetic that Zenless Zone Zero's got, or at least one I've seen so far, where it's kind of a mix of urban and sci-fi here. Kind of late 90s, early 2000s aesthetic, but with videotapes and stuff still being in use, despite robots existing. I did say I did pull for robot characters. I guess that's also something I do like about a lot of sci-fi franchises, though each one seems to handle robots a little differently from all the others. But seeing how these handle it's kind of nice. I was certainly not expecting King of Banue to go, man, someone called me daddy. I didn't realize that was a slang. I thought maybe I'd accidentally, create offspring. Which of course, robots create offspring in that world, because, well, the fact he didn't say, well, I can't have offspring, I'm a robot, does, oh wow. Huh. I thought it wasn't possible to get multiple upgrades in a single chest anymore. Dang, yeah. Paranormal Scan, Pressure Point, and Luminaire. And we're going Stone Mask. I should have gotten Stone Mask earlier, if I'm fully honest. Yeah, this time I ain't grabbing the silly, let's upgrade Pressure Point to the max. Funny, the punch was one of the earliest things in the game I got. And yeah, it's one of the last things that upgraded. Free Stone Mask. Don't mind if I do. It's already maxed, yes it is. Which means I get to enjoy money. I didn't realize I'd missed a little chest down there. Might as well go for this one. Get the maximum default power upgrades. Yeah, I'm gonna stream this Saturday with some friends because we do have some time there, but unfortunately I won't be able to go late because I have a very early morning shift. Have to get as much as I can in before the holidays, after all. Like I said, I'm glad my work approved my time off, so I could travel with family for a bit. That's gonna be nice. I don't want to bring it up with while the crew was there, but let's just say not all of them have a great relation with their families, which is why occasional times I've said I'm very happy that I managed to get a family that's crazy, but not. But I do have a good relationship with them. It definitely could be a lot worse. Not to say it's the greatest family in the world, but you know how it goes. Oh, I even have double luck even during the loop. Let's speed this up then, shall we? I think I'm at the point where I should be able to win this. Definitely getting well over 100k out of this. That was definitely worth my time, I think. I guess I didn't realize the progression was permanent. If I had, maybe I would have not looked it up. Then again, I probably should have realized that the gimmick unique to this map would be essential to progressing in it. Nice getting some extra cash. This is only a 20-minute stage, so that was the final boss of the area. Feeling pretty good, not gonna lie. Plus I can start seriously putting consideration to the new characters to buy, whether I buy the one currently available or pre-order the next one. I imagine there'll be memes about it, since it directly says may differ from final product, and that's well, let's just say a lot of games have changed from pre-order starts to finish. Famously, Duke Nukem Forever had pre-orders, but as well aware, that took like 14 years to come out. Even then, the game was made only a few years beforehand because it had been changed hands and they'd restarted so much. But the shops did, interestingly, they did still honor those pre-orders from way back when. That was nice. There's a lot of arguments as to whether or not the game was actually any good, but I think part of that is part of what I'm worried about with Half-Life 3. Because while there's always rumors about it, I'm almost not sure if I even want it to happen anymore, just because, well, what kind of game could live up to all those years of hype after all this time? Seriously. Eventually, it becomes a point where the stuff people create in their heads is always going to exceed whatever is actually possible in the game itself. Which is also something I was worried about Silksong, but I think they released just in time to avoid that, thankfully. Yeah, we are definitely back to can't see shit, Captain. We're almost to the end. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 20 minutes. We have completed it. Excellent. We'll cash in all those lovely, lovely revives. Yep, there we go. Our reach plus 9999. Call of the Mad Moon. Phew. Let me just double check my collection here. What is the... let's see. Yeah, that one. What's the other gun upgrade? Fires unorthodox projectiles at enemies in sight. That's weird, because the... thing. Ooh, can I finally afford what's their face? Stress. No, that requires even more money. And that's, for the record, this is going to only go up, which is why I probably should buy that sooner rather than later. What's party mode? Oh. I get it. Alrighty, well, about 3 hours. I think that's going to be a good time to call it. I have a good amount of people watching, so let me see how many, if anyone I usually raid is still going. looks like Bouncy 2D is doing Cult of the Lamb, and Red Ace Wolf is doing Escape from Target. Between those, I am more familiar with Cult of the Lamb, so I think that might be the better one. Although, oh wait, I haven't. Actually, it's been a lot longer since I've rated Ace Wolf. I should probably go with that for the same reason. All right. So if you want to see some Escape from, oh no, oh, oops. Looks like it said stream ended when the preview happened. So okay, I guess that answers that, doesn't it? All right. In that case, Cult of the Lamb update it is. Wait, Cult of the Lamb Twitch integration has not been updated for Unholy Alliance. The streamers not on this update will not be able to use the has been updated. So not on this update will not be able to. They have updated their game. Okay, so that just means I need to keep. All right. So if you want to watch more Cult of the Lamb, please stick around. Otherwise, until next time, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.